don't blame you for wanting me back, but I don't think the fourth time would fucking last. We should've known that the odds were stacked against us. What pulls us together, what tears us apart. You say that our love is a work of art, but even the blind can see that you are just selfish. My heart is getting sore, can't take it anymore, so I'm gonna leave, baby, gonna leave, baby, before we get too deep, baby, gonna creep, baby, out the door. I'm willing to be anything but yours. So why would I jump on a sinking ship? Go back to a job I already quit. I know that you think that you are the shit, and I agree. So I'm gonna go anywhere you're not, and I'm gonna kiss anyone I want. All you can do for me now is stop me from being happy. My heart's ready to soar, can't take it anymore, so I'm gonna leave, baby, gonna leave, baby, before we get too deep, baby, gonna creep, baby, out the door. I'm willing to be anything but your rebound bounce, your fifth time around, the rope that you cling to when you're going down. I wish you could stand on your own, but you don't know how. So I'm gonna leave, baby, gonna leave, baby, before we get too deep, baby, gonna creep, baby, out the door. I'm willing to be anything but yours.
Start here. We are in Clarksville today at Rebel House Pub and Eatery, the home of Clarksville's original music scene. And we felt it was a good opportunity to kind of hit somebody coming up on the next generation who's kind of informed by a music scene like Clarksville. So with that, welcome to the show, Miss Sadie Fine. How you doing, Sadie?
Good, how are you?
I'm making it. It is a very hot day. It is a very hot day of summer now. Now the heat is finally rolled in, so
Yeah.
we're all feeling that. But we wanted to bring you in today because you're the model for somebody that's been formed by kind of the foundations of the stuff we've been talking about on this show. So when June and I started discussing who would be good as a representation of Clarksville and Revel, your name kind of immediately came up. So let's start with you. Tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself as a performer and where you come from, how you started, all that good stuff.
Well, I'm Sadie. I'm military, so my parents were in the military. So I moved to Clarksville whenever I was 13.
Okay.
And music wasn't immediately something that kind of happened. It kind of came after moving here, surrounded by music, especially in Clarksville. There's a lot of music here. And then school as well. But now I kind of wrote my first song when I was 13, and now I'm performing all over Nashville and Clarksville and releasing music, trying to become an artist, independent artist.
Trying to make your way in this world of
Yes.
the traffic. I got you. So you said 13, you rolled into Clarksville. You said you weren't playing at that point yet.
Mm-hmm.
What you said just being in the atmosphere and like the area and kind of being around the culture of it all is kind of what inspired you to step into it?
Yeah, there was a lot of music around me, and I was going through a hard time at school. I was kind of being bullied, and then just being surrounded by music it made me think, I could put this like hurt and this anger into
Excellent.
something.
To an outlet.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And I know I brought up that Rebel House is like the first place you kind of like
Yes.
cut your teeth. So tell us about your relationship with Rebel.
So there's an open mic night here every Tuesday. And whenever I think I was 14, the first time I ever played it, I came here to sing a song that I'd written about, mean girls and things like that. And I came here and everybody was so supportive. And then I started coming every single week until people came up to me, asked me to play places, and then I started playing over Clarksville and then Nashville.
And it all grew from there. So the foundation, open mic, and here, Tap the Mics Tuesdays, open mic at Rebel kind of set the stage for you to kind of get the ball rolling and doing what you do.
Yes, exactly.
All right, excellent. That's cool when you see something that a local business in one of the places we cover really plays an important role in the development of young artists in the community. Because I tell Dawn all the time about this place. I think now you were really the first youngin' we had that come up in here and really started setting the stage. But now in your path, now we have Rebel's open mic is kind of the staple if you want to start playing live in this community. People all everywhere are like, go play Rebel Tuesday nights. Kinda, you started the trend. So we cut teeth that way now, which is great because Water Buffalo, a million other bands we've seen have like sprouted up from these open mics. And it's been really beautiful to watch and to watch somebody develop into, I'm watching you go from a 14-year-old girl to you're almost, 17 now, to almost a young woman that's like going to be out performing God knows where soon. So it's good to see a fire kind of get kindled somewhere. So let's back up a bit, and we know you cut your teeth here at Rebel, but you said you were inspired to start playing by some stuff going on in your personal life, some hardships, some getting bullied for some girls, some stuff at school. Who were your first big influences? Who did you gravitate towards when you were really starting to write your songs? Who were you listening to the most?
Whenever I first started writing songs, I was really listening to Billie Eilish.
Okay.
I feel like she was a big influence on like the pop genre that I really wanted to be in. But I've always been really influenced by Amy Winehouse and like her choices and her voice and what she does. And I've always been told from like a young age that I can imitate her really well. So I think both of them had a really big play into what I was trying to do.
Her phrasing is what I'm a big fan of. Her vocal phrasing is very, very good.
Yes.
And I can see how you say too, it definitely has done its job kind of influencing the next generation of young female performers because like I said, somebody that died fairly young has still left a lasting impact. And I know that's what a lot of people aim for. Yeah. So the early days, you said Winehouse and kind of Billy. Did you develop past that anymore? Do you feel like in the past 3 years since you've like started to where you are now, do you feel like your musical tastes have kind of expanded a bit?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm still very much in the pop realm, but I think it's expanded a bit more into like maybe even Post Malone kind of rap-ish.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen you done like a hip hop song or two that's been pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed those.
Thank you.
I think a lot of younger folks that are trying to get involved with performing are really, really intimidated by it. It's something like stage fright is something we see that hits people of all ages. There's grown ladies in here sometimes that sign up for open mic and then come to me and they're like, I can't do it tonight. I can't do it. And I'm like, all righty, dear, I got you. So what do you recommend for kind of someone young and coming into it and kind of new to all this as far as getting a grip and like performing goes? What do you something like open mic? Do you recommend going to something like that and cutting your teeth there?
I think so. I think that open mic night really helped me. I think it's much more scary to play in front of a smaller crowd than in front of a big crowd. To me, because there's a longer lasting impact. But I feel like the more you put yourself out there, the less you start to care about what people think. Because I think at some point you need to be doing it for you and not for anybody else.
True. I know your mom and dad are super supportive in your endeavors, and I know I've met them multiple times and kind of discussed stuff with them. And do you think that having a really supportive system from an at-home life has done you really well as far as your pursuits out of town?
I think so. I think
because there's some stuff that your mom's come and told me you're doing, and I'm like, dang, girl, you're putting in the work for.
Yeah, they're very, very supportive. I mean, half the things that happen, I don't think they would happen without my mom or my dad. Especially like I go to Nashville literally like twice a week, maybe 3 times. There was a time where I was literally going there every single day, every single week for like a year. And I couldn't even drive yet, and so they're driving me down there every single day.
Putting in the work, man. Yeah. Putting in the work. That's great to hear. You gotta love when your folks are really behind your dreams. Like that.
They're amazing, and they put in so much work every single day.
Do you? I know you've done the acoustic solo thing for a number of years now. That's how I met you, and that was kind of your. That's kind of your bag as far as performing. Have you thought about trying to do the band approach?
I had a band for about a year. And
Like a backing band?
Yeah, and it got a little difficult just because I got signed to a small label, and but yeah, I'd like to get back into that because I think it makes a performance. It just like accelerates it. It makes it so much stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd like to get back into it. It's a little difficult at times just because I feel like it's gotten pretty busy lately. But I want to.
Well, with being in like the pop realm like you are too, I think a lot of times, whereas you're not maybe like falling into more indie or emo or any of the things where you would need a backing band a lot of times, I think you're probably pretty free from the constraints of that. Whereas some folks like I'm left in a lot of times where I can't perform without a band. Mm-hmm. And whereas in a lot of pop music, I thought I was like, man, if I had a good backing track, my laptop, I'll throw this in a band. I could go off by myself. I don't need people. So that's kind of the I see the two angles of it because like you said, performance-wise, the presentation and delivery, it's like there's nothing like a good full band altogether that's tight and like kind of delivering on it. But I can also see there's definitely some ups to not having to depend on a bunch of other people to make stuff happen.
Yeah, and I also I write a lot of songs like alone on my guitar, so
that's what since your primary songwriting is just through guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, another thing. Since you're a pop artist and you primarily identify as a pop artist, have you found kind of the middle ground between writing acoustically and on acoustic guitars and maybe from a production standpoint of like doing pop music where acoustic guitars may not be as involved? A lot of times where it's beats or, 808s or whatever from a digital production might be, 4 MIDI keyboard parts on a pop song.
Yeah, I find it a little difficult. I bought this thing called an RC505 and it kind of, you can produce your own music on it with looping.
Okay, yeah.
So I found that really helpful because it helps me see things from a production standpoint rather than just me on a guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody that does the kind of the melds of the both, and I know you know him, we've had him on the show, JMO.
Yeah.
He's definitely like a loop pedal kind of his whole act. Before I know it, he's 2 minutes in and he's got a whole sound wall behind him and he starts killing, and it's like gotta really, and I admire that because that's its own art form.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, so we know what you've kind of been building towards since your inception. We know the kind of direction you're shooting now. Tell us about some upcoming releases you got going on. Because I know your girl has been dropping singles since you could drop singles.
So I just released my full EP like last month, I think in May. And right now we're working on another single called Friends with Benefits. So that should be coming out soon. As well as I have a lot of shows coming up. I'm playing a music festival in New York in October. And I'm playing a lot, and I'm trying to get music out at the same time. It's been very hectic.
The hustle.
There's a lot coming.
On top of going into your senior year of high school and really like coming into adulthood and womanhood and college and everything else in your life.
Yeah.
So you're a girl who has a very full plate.
Yes.
So props to you for that.
Thank you.
On top of a boyfriend. Well, what do you feel like your real goals are coming finally out of the position where you're leaving adolescence and you're coming into, you're going to be fully legal to be out on your own soon. And that means hopping in a car and going to play in a million other places.
I think I'd like to be a full-on like touring artist signed to a label, hopefully that,
can cultivate you.
Yeah. Because I feel like right now what I'm doing is great. And I think that I'm growing. Yeah. But I think that in the future, I see a lot more from you.
You're growing. You're eager for the next step.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's people that haven't even played yet, and you're out hustling, girl. You're out playing twice a week all the time. So the work is definitely noticed.
Thank you.
So I guess with that, do you have anything you want to plug or push for people?
You can follow me everywhere at Sadie Fine Sings Fine.
Yeah. Instagram everywhere, TikTok,
Spotify,
the whole dig.
Yeah, everything.
So what's the name of the EP?
It's called DETOX.
DETOX. Sadie Fine, DETOX, just released last month. How many songs is it?
There's 5.
Nice, 5 songs. Mm-hmm. So, and then a whole other stream of singles on the line, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right, well, we appreciate you coming and talking to us today, Sadie. We're gonna listen to you sing some beautiful songs. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining us for Start Here.
Thank you.
I hope they didn't catch that part.
Oh, I caught that.